What's up guys, it's Rowan here from AOSTV. And one of the common complaints I hear from so many students is they say, you know what, I'm so slow at writing. I suck at it. Everyone else is there, they're fine, they're writing, they're doing all these words and I just can't. You know, like I get stuck. You know, everyone writes a 1,000-word essay and I'm lucky to write 600 words. And look, it's a real challenge because honestly, the HSC rewards both quality and quantity, right? So you need to do both. Ultimately, you can't get away with awesome quality that's half the length of everyone else. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you two really simple, powerful ways that you can improve the speed of your writing so that you can nail the quality and actually get the quantity out onto the page as well. So let's jump in and find out what these two principles are. So the first principle that we're going to look at is to experiment with your pens. Ultimately, every single exam you have, you are going to be pen to paper writing. And so your pen is going to make a huge impact in your ability to write quickly. Right? Your pen's going to create friction, it's going to make it messy, it's going to make it quicker or harder to write. And I know this from experience because I'm a left-hander, a lefty. So when I write, number one, I smudge everywhere. It's horrible. So my suggestion here is what you need to do, and this is something that I personally did and found it super effective, is go to Officeworks and buy 10 different pens. That's right, go and buy a bucket load of pens, and what I want you to do is come home and experiment. Test. Test which pen feels the best, the smoothest, the quickest, the easiest to write with, and then use that pen, because that pen, right, word after word, page after page, assessment after assessment, is going to make a huge difference for you in your ability to write quickly. So that's principle number one, nice and simple, experiment with your pens. Now the second principle relates to practice, because ultimately if you want to run quicker, you've got to train and you've got to practice. If you want to write quicker, you've got to train and you've got to practice. But there's a principle and a hack that you can use that will help the quality of your training and practice. And that's something we call the 10% less time rule. So if you know you've got to write an essay for English in 40 minutes in an assessment, in practice, I want you to practice writing an essay, but give yourself 10% less time. So 36 minutes instead of the 40. Now what this is going to do is it's going to force you to write quicker. It's going to force you to try to push your limits so that you can write more in less time. And this means that it's going to make you feel more confident when you get into the exam. Let's just ignore that plane that's flying overhead, right? So it's going to make you more confident because when you get into the exam, you're going to know, first of all, that you can write the whole essay in less time. Fantastic. But secondly, it's also lifted and improved your writing speed. And look, this is something that often, you know, athletes use to improve the speed at which they do things. You know, they create constraints so that they have to push themselves to prove that they can actually do it. And so same thing for you. I want you to give yourself 10% less time in practice. Really, really key. So there you have it, guys, the two simple strategies that can make a huge difference in your ability to write more quickly. The first is, you know, to actually experiment with your pens. Go and buy a bucket load, find the best one for you. And the second one is practice with 10% less time. Now look, I'd love to hear if you found some other strategies that you've used have worked for you. Leave it in the comments below. Help out other students that are watching this video as well by sharing your hacks and strategies that have worked for how to write more quickly. Secondly, if you have any other questions, of course, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to help. Our team would love to support you on your journey. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We do videos every single week. So I will see you next week.